The Dominican man convicted of killing a university student over a decade ago has been released from prison following a retrial of his case. In 2012, 41-year-old Sherman Webb was convicted of murdering 24-year-old Corey Poleon. Webb was accused of unlawfully killing Poleon while the two were attempting to conduct an occult ceremony which involved the summoning of a demon. In his initial statements to police, Webb confessed to killing his, quote, Bajan friend, who he said he'd met on the internet and arranged for him to travel to Dominica. Although Webb did say that he did kill the Barbadian national, he was adamant that accusations of murder were incorrect. Rather, Webb said that something went wrong during the ceremony, after which the summoned demon took possession of Poleon's body. This development, Webb says, was what caused him to chop the University of the West Indies student in the neck with a cutlass. It was an attempt, according to Webb, to force the demon out of Poleon's body. After the chopping, Webb buried Poleon under the wooden house where they'd been conducting the ceremony. Webb even led investigators to Poleon's remains, samples of which were tested in Jamaican and Barbadian labs to confirm the unfortunate student's identity. The judge who presided over Webb's first trial called the case bizarre and described Poleon's killing as cold, callous, brutal, calculated, and heinous. A murder conviction, the judge believed, would send a strong message to society that such acts would not be tolerated. However, following appeals in 2016, this conviction was quashed and Webb proceeded to retrial. Webb's counsel had appealed on the basis that the trial judge had misdirected the court in several areas, failing to explain the legal definition of an accident, failing to properly address the jury on the law governing self-defense, and failing to address the possibility of defense. Defense attorneys also accused the judge of being biased and prejudiced against Webb. The appeals court also considered the facts of a social inquiry report and a psychiatric report on the defendant. During his retrial in the High Court on February 4th of this year, the prosecution withdrew its indictment of murder, replacing it with a lesser charge of manslaughter to which Webb pleaded guilty. A year was added to the benchmark of 15 years imprisonment for a manslaughter offense because of Webb's decision to hide Poleon's body. However, a year was removed from his sentence due to mitigating factors, including the appearance of remorse, the fact that Webb was a first-time offender, and that while he was incarcerated, Webb was not aggressive and had indeed become an advisor of sorts to other inmates. A further 3 months were deducted due to delays in prosecuting the matter. Webb's guilty plea convinced the court to cut an additional 5 years from the sentence. Because Webb had been detained since September 2010, it was determined then that he had fully served his time and thus was ordered to be immediately released from prison.